Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are just joining, thanks for joining, and if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for sticking with us. So for today we are going to be making a crochet cap, and by doing so you need to get an actual cap, and I'm going to be using this book here to explain, and I'm going to be using a 4mm hook. You can try to use a 4.5 depending on you. So now we need 6 sizes, we need 6 sides, that is we need 6 panels, and I'm going to show you why we need 6 panels. So let's count. Now you're going to be counting the lines in between. This is one side, this is 2, and then this is another line. So this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and then this is 6. So we need 6 sides, and by doing so we're going to be making 6 panels. I already made this panel, so I'm going to be explaining to you guys how to do this. So now I have 5 more panels to do because I already have one, and then this is what it's going to look like on the cap. So just like this, can you see it? This is how it's going to look like, just like this. So we need 5 more panels to go, but you actually need 6 panels. So what you want to do is you just want to make a slip knot just like this. So I don't know, where's my cutter? So you want to make a slip knot. I'm actually using the yarn I used before, so don't mind the way it's looking so rough. So now insert your hook and then make a chain of 4. 1, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 4 chains. Yarn over, skip the first stitch, go in, skip the first stitch, skip the second stitch, and then into the third stitch. So you know you made 4 chains, right? Skip the first, which is this, skip the second, and then into the third chain, make a double crochet, and then go in double crochet. So now we have 2 stitches. Now chain up 2, and mind you, every time we're about to start a new row, we're going to be chaining up 2. 1, 2, then turn your work just like this, yarn over, into this very first stitch, make an increase, that is put 2 double crochet there. So into this very first stitch we have 1, and into that same stitch make another double crochet. So we make 2 double crochets into this stitch, then yarn over, into the next stitch, make 2 double crochets there as well. 1, 2. So for row 2 we have a total of 4 stitches. Now to begin with row 3, chain up 2, 1, 2, and now we're just going to be making increases into the very first stitch and the last stitch. So whenever you get to the first stitch, you make 2 double crochets, and then into the last stitch 2 double crochets. So yarn over, into the very first stitch, make a total of 2 double crochets, and then work 1 double crochets into every stitch till you get to the last stitch. While at the last stitch, make 2 double crochets here, just like this. Then we're done with row 3. So for row 4, you just want to make a chain of 2, 1, 2, turn your work, yarn over, into the very first stitch, place 2 double crochets there, into that same stitch another double crochet, and 1 double crochet into every stitch till you get to the last stitch, and you're going to place 2 double crochets there. I don't know, this is actually giving me a tough time. And now we're at the very last stitch, and you want to now we're on row 4, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are going to keep increasing till you get to row 10. Now we're currently on row 4, so you are going to keep increasing till you get to row 10, and then this is what your work is supposed to be doing. So once I get to my row 10, I will come back to show you guys, but this is what the project is looking like so far. To keep increasing till you get to row 10. Mind you, the first row that we didn't make an increase, you're also counting that. So in total you're supposed to have 10 rows, and then I'll meet you at the end of our 10th row. Alright guys, I just got to my 10th row of increase, and now we're going to stop increasing. So from row 11 to row 14, we're not going to be making any more increases. So you're just going to chain up 1, turn your work, yarn over, and 1 double crochet into every stitch till you finish up the row. So this is the pattern you are going to repeat till you get to row 14, and currently we are on row 11. So you want to repeat this till you have a total of a total of 6 panels. And once you have 6 panels, I am going to meet you guys at the end of the row. Remember, you stop increasing as your 10th row, and then from row 11 to row 14, one double crochet into every stitch. So carry on with this, and then I'll meet you guys once I have my 6 panels complete. Alright guys, so I'm done with the 6 panels. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I went on to trim off excess yarn, and then I just sewed it up. So we are done with this. Now I want to make, okay, let me face it this way. I want to make the brim of the cap, and by doing so you just need your tape rule. Okay, and then you just want to measure from here to here, and we have 5.5. So we have a total of 5.5, but yeah, we have a total of 5.5. Oh, okay, I think this needs to be here. We have a total of 5.2, but I'm just going to be making a chain of 5 inches instead of 5.2. So now what you want to do is, some people might want to add this on their cap, so I just take it off. As for me, I want to add it on my cap, so I'm just going to peel it off like this. Then I'm just going to keep it somewhere very safe. You don't want it to tear in the process. This is it, I took it off. I'm just going to stick it somewhere. Then once I'm ready to use it, I'm going to attach it back. So now we're going to make a chain of 5 inches. Make your slip knot, then make a chain of 5 inches, and I'm going to meet you guys at the end of the row. Alright, so now I have my 5 inches, and I'm just going to be working 1 double crochet into every stitch. So you're just going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch till you finish up this row, and I'm going to meet you guys at the end of the row. So guys, I've gotten to my first row, and then what we're going to be doing now, we're just going to be making increases into the very first stitch and the last stitch. I don't know how many rows I'm going to be working, so I'll work it off camera, then I'll come back to tell you guys how many rows I worked for in total. So into this very first stitch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets there. I already made 1 here. I'm going to put 1 more there. So it's going to be like an increase row. I don't know how many rows I'm going to work for yet, but I'm going to work it off camera, and I'll come back to show you guys and explain to you guys. So once you get to the end of this row here, you also want to make an increase into the very last stitch. So guys, I'm done, and then this is what the brim of the cap looks like. So I made a total of 5 increase rows, while I had 1 normal row before at the beginning. So in total I have a total of 6 rows. So let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, we made 1 row before we started increasing. So 1 normal row, then 5 rows of increases. So we have a total of 6 rows. So now this is where this stops. If your brim of your cap is actually bigger than this, you want to go for more rows, but mine is totally fine. So now we have to crochet for you to be able to cover this part. So how are we going to do that? You just want to grab your stitch marker, and mine is not close, so I'm coming. Let me get mine. So yes, I got my stitch marker. So this is where it stops coming up, right? So you just want to put your stitch marker where it stops coming up, and for me it is this angle here. You're actually going to look at yours, and then you're going to determine, and for me it is this side. Okay, this side, just like this. So this part is fine, but we need to work more rows so it can be able to go up here and go up here. So now we don't need the cap anymore. So now what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be decreasing. You know, we made increases before, so but for this row we're going to be making a row of decrease. So you want to chain up 2. I just hope you are able to understand what I'm explaining, but this is the best way I can explain. So you want to chain up 2 because we're about to start our decrease row. 1, 2, turn your work, yarn over into this very first stitch, make a double crochet. You have 3 loops, yarn over 2 loops, and then yarn over again. Do not end this. Total of 3 loops. So now that you've yarn over, go into the next stitch here, then yarn over again. You have a total of 4 loops. So yarn over, pull through the first 2, then yarn over, pull through the last 3. So if you don't know how to decrease, you might just want to check up YouTube tutorials on how to decrease. So you're going to keep working one this into every stitch till you have 2 stitches left. So 1 double crochet into every stitch, and we're supposed to increase till we have a total of 1 or 2 stitches. So let's keep going, and then I'm at my stitch marker, and then before my stitch marker I have 1 stitch, and the stitch where my stitch marker is in 1 stitch, so it's equivalent to 2 stitches. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, then you have 2 loops, yarn over again, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, you have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, then yarn over, pull through the last 3. So you've made a decrease for the first and the last stitch for this row. Now for the second row, you also want to chain up 2, turn your work, then yarn over. We're also going to be making some decreases here. Sorry, I'm trying to get my yarn. So yarn over, go into the first stitch, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, then yarn over, go into the next stitch, you have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, then yarn over, pull through the last 3. So you are going to work again till you have 2 stitches towards the end of the row, and then you are going to make a decrease. So this is how you are going to be making decreases till you have just 1 stitches left. Then I'm here, so I also want to make a decrease. Can you see it has started to fit? So you just want to keep decreasing till you have just 1 stitch left. So I'm just going to show you guys, and then you want to repeat this on the other side too as well. So chain up 2, turn your work, yarn over into the very first stitch, make a double crochet, but don't pull through finish. When you have 2 loops, yarn over, go into the next, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. So basically you are just increasing at the first 2 stitches and then at the last 2 stitches, just like that. So I'm just going to continue till I'm done increasing, and I have a total of just 1 stitch here. Then I'll come and show you guys how to reattach your yarn here and make your decreases. This is what it looks like, and you see that it fits now. So now I want to work on the other end. So grab your yarn and then make a slip knot just like this. Then into the very first stitch here, insert your hook just like this, then pull your yarn through it, and then make a chain of 2, 1, 2, just like this, and then we're going to start with our decrease row. So now yarn over into the very first stitch, pull through, you have 3 loops, pull through the first 2, and then yarn over again into the very next stitch, pull through, you have 4 loops, pull through the first 2, and then pull through the last 3, and then just keep working 1 double crochet into every stitch till you have 2 stitches beside the stitch marker, and then we're going to make our decrease there. This is my stitch marker here. So my stitch marker is here, then I've gotten to the last 2 stitches. So I'm just going to yarn over into the very first stitch, pull through, I have 3 loops, pull through the first 2, yarn over again into the next stitch, pull through, you have 4 loops, pull through the first 2, and then pull through the last 3. So now we've made our first row of decrease, and we're just going to keep decreasing till we have a total of 1 stitch here, and I'll meet you at the end of the row like so far. So you just want to adjust it well, and then yeah, this is what it looks like. So we don't need this for now. This can actually be put aside. So now the first time I made this cap, I used glue. I don't know how it's pronounced, but UHU, that's the name of the glue. And now I don't have glue anywhere near me, and I can't get glue for now, so I'm going to be sewing it. Though I've not tried sewing before, this is going to be my first attempt, but I know that it cannot be that difficult, so let's try it. So now you just want to get one of the first panel and make sure this is the right side, and make sure you're not putting the wrong side to the right side. As for me, this is my right side here, and so I'm just going to make sure to attach it like this, Now this is where your safety pin comes in. Stitch marker cannot actually go into the cap. Stitch marker cannot actually go into the cap due to the thickness of the cap, so I'm going to be using a safety pin to hold this so it doesn't move when I'm sewing it. But if you have, that's quite hard. I just hope needle is going to be able to enter this one. But if you have glue that you want to use glue, you can just use glue to save yourself of the stress. If I actually had glue, I would have gone with that option because it's actually more faster. So I'm just going to attach this like this. It's very hard. I just hope the needle will be able to pass through just like this. So now I'm about to start sewing. So you just want to thread your needle just like this, and what you're going to do, you're going to pass your needle from under, just from here, because I'm about to start sewing from this upper part. So mind you, when you are sewing and when you are attaching your glue, make sure that this end is a little bit above this knot here, because afterwards we are going to sew them. You don't want to put it lesser compared to, so you want to put it above it, just like this, little bit above it, exactly. Then you want to pass your needle from under. Just going to pass my needle from under like this. Hey God, this thing is so hard. The cap is very hard. But yeah, I know it cannot be that hard. It might be that hard. We're going to do it. So you just want to keep sewing like this, and then you're going to pass it through it like this, just like that. But if you have glue, I advise you use glue, so to avoid stress. So now what you're going to do, you're just going to sew it to this extent. When you get to the tip here, you cut off your yarn, and then you start and you sew over the side again. So you might not be able to sew this brim here, so I'm actually going to use glue for that. I have a little bit of glue, so I don't want to waste it, because this part you're actually going to be using glue for the brim. So I'm just going to go on to sew this, and then I'll come back to show you guys what it looks like after sewing. Alright guys, so I'm done sewing and I ended up using 5. I don't know, I think the increase row was too much. So if you want to increase, instead of increasing to, I told you increase from 2 to 10, maybe you can increase from 2 to 7, because it was really wide. And I don't know if it's because I'm sewing it, that's why I ended up using 5. But the 6 was too much and it's looking a bit rough. I don't know, maybe because I'm sewing or because it's a used yarn, because the one I made with glue was actually very smooth than this. But yeah, so I figured out that the sewing is actually the glue is actually preferable to the sewing. So now I just wanted to come and show you guys how to do this upper part. So this was how I sew it. I started like, okay, let me show you. I started like this, I went like this, and I went up. So I ended up sewing this part because my needle could go through. So yeah, why not? So now we just want to sew this upper part. So you're just going to insert your hook like this, and we're trying to cover this knot here. So you're just going to be bringing them together, and then you're going to be sewing them together completely. You don't really have to sew it in any particular way, but all you are trying to do is just to cover up the knots in the middle here. So that is what I'm trying to do. I'm so sorry about the noise. I'm seated by the window, so it's a bit lousy. So yes, I am actually done sewing it, and as you can see, the knot of the cap is actually no more showing. So now I just want to teach you guys how I made these lines. Like I stated, when I made the glue on, it was actually smoother than this, but I think because I sew it, that this line here, I already made this one and I made this one, so I'm just going to be showing you how to make it on this side. So you just want to attach your needle. You can start from up and you can start from down, but I think you should start from up. So just attach your needle from under, just like this. And then once my needle has passed through, I'm just going to be joining these two sides together. You have one panel here and one panel here, so you want to be joining them together. So I'm just going to attach them just like this. But whenever you are sewing it, make sure you always pass your needle through it. You always pass your yarn through the needle just like this. That is what gives it that line. So now we're going to be sewing the second side just like this. And also you want to pass your yarn through your needle like this. And so you just want to continue with that pattern. So that is what is actually going to give it that line on the cap. So you just want to keep doing that till all the whole 5 panels have it. Like I stated, I ended up using 5 panels instead of 6, but when I did it with the glue, I ended up using the total of 6 panels. So I think this sewing actually drew it too close, or maybe the increase was too much, one of the above. So if you are using glue and maybe you want to retry this some other time, you just want to increase from row 2 to 7 instead of 10, and then you just continue till you get 14 rows, just like that. So you just want to keep sewing it just like this, and once you are done with this side, you want to repeat it on all other ends, and then I'll come and show you guys how. And then this is what it looks like. So this is it, and these are the lines of the cap. So now we're about to begin with the brim, and I made some adjustments. I had to lose one line before the decrease row. You know, I told you guys that you make 1 row first, then you make 5 rows of increase. So out of the 5 rows of increases, I had to lose up 1 row because I just remembered I'm going to be making single crochet round like this. So instead of 6 rows, now we have 5 rows before the decrease. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. Sorry for the mistake, literally forgot, slipped my mind. So now I want to start making single crochet round till we get to this end. So you just want to chain up 1 just like this, then turn your work, then you're just going to continue with single crochet into every stitch round just like this till you finish up the row, and you go like this, and I'll meet you guys at the end of the row, which is here. Then we'll come and join the brim to the cap. And then this is what it looks like. So you just make the edges smoother, that's what it does. So now this is what it's going to look like. I don't know how convenient this is going to be for me because I'm facing this side, so I can barely see it, but I really try my best. So yeah, this is how it's meant to look like. So now this is the kind of glue I have. I told you guys I don't have any glue. The UHU glue I normally use is finished, and I can't get anywhere nearby, so I'm just going to be making use of this. So first off, I use lighter for this. I don't have the machine, so I just make use of lighter. So I'm just going to try to warm this up a bit so it tends to come out, and I'm just going to put it at the edge of the cap. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to be gluing it, and make sure when you are gluing it, it doesn't stain the tip of the cap. Oh shit, that was the right side. Oh my god, I actually laid it the wrong way, and that is what I was still talking about. I laid it the wrong way. So you just want to put it at the tip here, and you're going to use your hand to press it down, and you're just going to glue everything. So I'm just going to glue the rest of camera. This actually got very real, and I'm so pained about it. I didn't know that I turned it to the wrong side. So I'm just going to put more glue to the rest of the cap, and then I'll just keep gluing it just like this. Once I glue it, I lay it down immediately. This might take a while because I'm using this method. So I'm done gluing it, and this spot actually got really stained, and I'm so pained about it, but that is that. So this is the cap. This is it. Now we have to put our logo that we removed from the cap here. So I just want to pick my logo up where I picked it from, and I want to add extra glue just so it sticks well. I don't know, my lighter is not working, so I'm going to be using matches for this. So just want to get your glue and then just put it all over this place so you can be able to attach it just like that. And I'm just going to attach it in the middle of my cap just like this. And oh, that is not the middle. That was not the middle. Okay, I think I've adjusted it to the middle. This is fine enough. And I don't know, it's looking like it's not in the middle. Is it my eyes? Okay, let's have it. So this is it. This is the end. This is the end of this tutorial, and then this is what the cap looks like. This is what we made so far. If you stayed with us to this present moment, I want to say thank you, and I hope you find this tutorial very helpful and useful. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much. So I don't know yet, I might just decide to put a logo at the front. I might just crochet anything just to beautify the cap a little bit, or I might end up leaving it like this. But yeah, this is what we have so far. Thanks for watching. Bye.